Good afternoon. I'm Christine Beveridge. I'm the Town of Edson CAO. To my left is Mayor Zahara, Town of Edson Mayor. To my right is Luke Mercier, CAO for Yellowhead County, and to Luke's right is Wade Williams, Mayor of Yellowhead County. Thank you very much for tuning in today. We have, of course, our update, our noon update. So we've had a weather shift today. Essentially, the smoke has settled into our community. I'm sure you may be seeing online that we've definitely had a heavy settling of smoke. We're expecting an increase in fire behavior today. This contributing factors are the fact that it's going to be 27 degrees today, and we're going to have southeast winds about 10 to 15 kilometers. So definitely this is something that, we knew that this was shifting and coming forward, so we know this for the next couple days. The fire remains out of control and close to our community. Nothing has changed there. A little bit about the size, it's little growth reported yesterday, but essentially it's just this widening. One of the things is that we have a lot of resources on the head of Fire 31. We've got several fingers, which we have the best of the best on this, trying to make sure that they don't get out of control, or further out of control, shall I say. Just that they're widening. Just wanted to touch a little bit on evacuation payments. To make it very clear, we wanted to make sure to mention that all Edson and county residents were from the two recent evacuations are now eligible. And you can go to apply, just go to our site. There'll be the information there, but everything, it's fairly easy to apply, and I can tell you get your money within less than 12 hours. Other support information can be found on websites and social media pages, and supports and information are also available at the reception center in Edmonton. Of course, you can always call our number 1-833-334-4630 for any information that you require if it's not online. So again, the evacuation order, there is no change for the Town of Edson. And I should have started off that, of course, I'm speaking for the Town of Edson, and Yellowhead County will be speaking after on their fire situations. We continue to assess the risk and are making plans for our residents to return as soon as it's possible. And that means when it's safe to do so. And there's a lot of considerations, as I mentioned yesterday, when it comes to re-entry for the Town of Edson. We have a lot of factors such as hospitals, fuel, grocery stores, and to be fair, it's a critical infrastructure as well. It's our water. It's also with regards to power and gas, making sure that everything's good. We've got, we're working on that. So when there's more information, we'll be definitely sharing it with you. Right now, we've got crews that are busy dealing with the fire and will not be able to help you with any assistance. So we're getting a lot of people messaging saying, I'm here in the community and I need help, or I need to be able to get supplies. Unfortunately, our crews are not able to help you because they're working on the fires. So I'm just going to leave it at that. We're asking you to please obey the order and stay out of our community. We've had a lot of people try and have come back to the community over the last couple of days. And we may have to ask you to leave, or we will. We have asked you to leave. And we may know, I'm reiterating this because I can't underestimate how serious the situation is. If we need to deal with these fires and we've got to be dealing with getting individuals out of our community again, that unfortunately leads to a very dire situation for our first responders as well as for yourselves. I think that's all I'm going to say, and I'll hand things over to Mayor Zahara.
Thank you very much, Christine. And, the conditions have really changed day to day, and we've seen that, especially with the fire when it blew up on us on Friday. It still remains 1.5 kilometers south of our community, as Christine talked about. We do have Town of Edson crews and other crews, Yellow County and others, that are doing some structural supports in the community today with high-value assets that are at high risk, of course, on the southern border of our community. Mayor Williams and myself did do a little bit of a tour this morning. It's pretty smoky. We couldn't see a lot. And that just shows you the changing conditions. So it is still very dangerous. And one of the differences this time from last time is that fire is now 1.5 kilometers away. So if it does flare up, we don't have a lot of opportunity or a lot of time. We have been on the phone with Minister McIver this morning, had a really great chat with him, talking about the wildfire situation. We've also had conversations previously with Minister Lowen, with Forestry and Parks. MLA Long has been really involved in assisting us as well, so we do appreciate that provincial support, and we'll keep you updated during our regular updates as much as we can. Once again, thank you to everybody working on these fires. We appreciate all that support, and I'll hand things over to CEO Luke Mercier with Yellowhead County.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I get into the fire situation for Yellowhead County, I just want to speak about the hamlet of Robb. It appears that the AltaLink power lines that were downed because of the fire should be up and running this afternoon. They thought they might get them last night. They were not able to do that. They have many crews working on those to get that power back to Robb. With that said, I will tell you that through this kind of disaster, we've had the opportunity to work with many great people. And one of those is a new incident commander who's in charge of the fire scene. Very knowledgeable, very systematic, and we appreciate the guidance that they're able to give us in making our decisions as municipalities. I can tell you that there's just shy of 500 people working on this fire today as we speak. That's, air support on the ground, and they're managing many different pieces of this. They have some large, if I'd seen before the evacuations, the large helicopters that were at the Edson airport. There's 2 of them here now, plus some of their other bombers that they're, fighting the front of these fires again. They're again fighting those, and they're also fighting the sides of the fires, the flanks of those. So what is essentially happening today with all of these 500 crews is they are going to be doing backburns for today and tomorrow, both on Fire 31 and 35. So the fingers that are close to Marlborough, Edson, Carrot Creek, as well as a peninsula kind of in the fire zone north of Piers, south of Shining Bank, in that region, they need to do these backburns to get some of the unburnt timber out of the way, so it minimizes the impact going forward. Because of that, the incident commander is telling us that the risk for this fire moving in different directions in the next 2 days is extreme, and they have recommended that we do not allow any re-entries whatsoever. So we will reconsider those re-entries Wednesday. Yellowhead County is in a little bit of a different situation than the town of Edson, where we have, still need to come up with a re-entry plan, but it's not as cumbersome as what the town needs to do. So we're, as the town is, working on those as we speak, but they need to be implemented when it's safe to do so. So we will reset that Wednesday. So that means that there will be no re-entry in Yellowhead County until after we're able to reset and put that plan into place. The highway closures will continue as is until at least that point in time. They will be reconsidered again once the incident commander is able to do these backburns and we are able to ensure public safety on the highways and in our communities. That is the quick, short, and dirty of our fire situation. We wish we could give something better, but again, we need to ensure the safety of our residents first and foremost. And we will, again, have another update this evening at 8 o'clock, and we will continue with the noon and 8 o'clock updates for the coming days to ensure that we're able to get information out to our public. I will turn it over to Mayor Williams for his comments.
Good afternoon. So as Mayor Zahara said, we did a quick tour this morning. There was a lot of smoke in the area. We weren't able to see a lot. We will be out this afternoon down in a couple of the fire areas, reassessing things. We did speak with Minister McIver this morning. He called on behalf of Premier Smith. So I want to let people know that at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Premier Smith has a fire announcement update from the province. So if you're able to watch that, that'll be at 3 o'clock. And just everybody stay safe. Please stay out of the area. We need this area clear. And the crews are doing the best they can do to get these things under control, and we have a lot of support. Oh, I also should mention that I spoke this morning with the president of Rural Municipalities of Alberta, Paul McLaughlin, and RMA is also at the ready to help us out any way they can. So we've got a lot of supports going on in this area. We just need the room to work, and we'll get these things under control.
Thank you, Mayor Williams. With that said, we will move on to the questions and answer part of our session.
The first question is, are you going to release work permits for people to travel along Highway 47?
The question was, are we going to release work permits for people to travel along Highway 47? And the answer is no. It is not safe.
The next question had to do with clarification on the evacuation of Knighton. It indicates on the map that it's under evacuation. However, everything's still open and people are still there.
The question was to clarify the evacuation of Knighton Junction, and the answer is Knighton Junction is under evacuation order, and we will look into the issues if there are places open. Thank you. Are there any additional questions?
How close is the fire to the south? That's all I got.
I don't believe we do.
1.5 kilometers south of the town of Edson.
Has the fire west of Highway 47 jumped the river by Fickle Lake? Also, how close to the Bickerdike area?
The fire west of Highway 47 is, some of the backburn will be going towards Fickle Lake today, so we will see some of that smoke and fire today. It is fairly close to Bickerdike. I don't have the exact measurement, but it's not far away, and it's also maybe about 3.5 kilometers south of Marlborough, so in southeast of Marlborough, so it's very close to Bickerdike.
Will we be allowing permits to go into the town of Edson to pick up things like work trucks that were left behind?
At this time, that's something we will speak to potentially at 8 o'clock. I can't answer that at this point in time.
And a question about the tax deadline in Edson. Is there going to be any consideration into extending that further?
The question is about the tax deadline. I would be able to bring some more information, but at this point in time, I don't want residents worrying about taxes. We're worried about our community, so we'll bring that forward. And there will be information in the coming days with regards to taxes. We've just sent the notices out last week, and they are due, I believe, July 30th. So we've got lots of time to figure this out. That really is it's an operational decision. We'll make some adjustments if required. Thank you.
The next question is whether or not you can get permits to feed animals outside of Edson livestock horses.
The question was with respect to issuing permits to feed animals within Yellowhead County evacuation zone, and the answer is yes. If you phone the 1-833 number, the operators will help you out with that. Thank you everyone for your time. We will see you again at 8 o'clock this evening.